the teasers dropped.
Oh, yeah.
The fandom went completely silent, and in an instant, the entire K-pop world was just turned upside down. I mean, because when you buy an album to support your bias, you expect it to actually matter.
Right, you expect your dedication to mean something.
Exactly. But what if the numbers you're celebrating, what if they were actually bought and paid for by the company itself?
I mean, this is a bombshell that genuinely has the potential to rewrite the history of the Halley wave. If these numbers are fake, it just shakes the very foundation of how we measure success in this industry.
It really does. It takes everything fans have built and turns it into a corporate illusion. Welcome to StarScope K-Report. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Halley wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates.
Yes, from internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And today, we are taking you on a massive deep dive. We have a huge stack of sources right in front of us.
Seriously, so many.
We're talking YouTube exposés, Hindustan Times reports, Reddit threads, and Korea Boo articles. And they are all centered around one explosive headline.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah. They cheated. HY secret chart manipulation exposed.
It is wild. So hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss a KT update as we unpack this massive scandal, because there is a staggering amount of ground to cover today.
There really is. We need to start with the court documents revealed in a bombshell report from the YouTube channel Eastwave Stories.
Yeah, that video is everywhere right now.
Right, and they laid out in meticulous detail how this alleged scheme operated inside HYBE. And just to remind you, this is the billion-dollar empire behind BTS, 17, TXT, NHYPEN, SSERAFIM, and NewJeans.
The biggest of the big.
Exactly. And according to this report, the company is accused of secretly buying their own artists' albums in advance.
Which, I mean, it sounds almost too blatant to be true, but the mechanics outlined in those documents show this highly orchestrated maneuver.
Yeah, it's not small scale.
No, we aren't talking about a manager running to a local record store and, clearing off a shelf. This is alleged institutional manipulation on a massive scale.
So the mechanics of it go like this. HYBE allegedly purchases hundreds of thousands of albums directly from distributors before the official release date even hits.
Wait, before the release date?
Yeah, before it even comes out. Those massive coordinated sales artificially inflate the initial first week numbers.
Wow.
And the major charts, places like Billboard and South Korea's Gaon chart, they react immediately to this massive surge in volume.
Because to the charts, it just looks like explosive organic demand.
Right. Then the media picks up the story, reporting on these unprecedented, record-breaking first-week sales. The hype just builds exponentially.
And year-end awards are secured based on those exact metrics.
Exactly. But then, quietly, in the shadows, HYBE allegedly returns all of that unsold shrink-wrap stock back to the distributors and collects their refunds.
It's basically a ghost transaction. I mean, it's a phantom sale that leaves a permanent historical mark on the charts. But it doesn't actually exist in the physical world.
Yeah, think of it like trying to look incredibly popular and wealthy on social media. Imagine you want to break the internet, so you rent this massive, spectacular hot air balloon just to take an epic photo.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
You pump it full of air, you take the picture, you post it online, everyone is amazed, the local news covers how big your balloon is, you win a photography award.
Right, you get all the clout?
Yep. And then the second the cameras are gone, you just deflate the balloon, stuff it back in a box, and return it to the rental store to get your deposit back.
That is insane.
The photo still exists online. The record books still show you had the biggest balloon of the year, but it was entirely a temporary illusion financed by your own deep pockets.
That is honestly the perfect way to visualize it. And that specific illusion is what makes this so deeply devastating for the fans.
Oh, absolutely.
Because to really grasp the gravity of this, you have to understand the psychology behind hardcore K-entertainment fandoms. Fandom is not like a casual hobby. It is a lifestyle and a heavy financial commitment.
Yeah, they invest so much into it.
Fans literally sacrifice their own livelihoods. They save up their monthly allowances, they skip meals, they take on extra part-time jobs.
Just to buy albums?
Right. They organize these massive, coordinated mass buying parties where a single fan might buy 10, 20, or even 50 physical copies of the exact same album.
Which is wild.
And they aren't doing that because they need 50 CDs sitting in their room. They do it to secure an all-kill for their group across all the charts. They do it out of pure, unadulterated devotion.
They really believe they are fighting a legitimate, fan-driven battle to give their favorite artists the recognition they deserve. They view these chart battles as a reflection of their collective power.
Exactly. And the betrayal here is just staggering because the companies don't just passively accept this, they actively encourage this bulk buying culture.
Oh, totally. With the photo cards and everything.
Yes. They release 6 different album versions, they randomize the photo cards, and they push the fans to spend their hard-earned money to collect them all. To realize that the company was demanding that financial sacrifice, all while secretly rigging the game with their own corporate millions behind closed doors, I mean, it makes the fans' sleepless nights and empty bank accounts feel completely hollow.
It really does. And this isn't just YouTube speculation either. The implications are actually spilling over into the real world right now.
This is where it gets really serious.
Right. Based on a Hindustan Times report, KOCCA, which is the Korean Creative Content Agency under the Ministry of Culture, is officially launching an investigation into Sajaegi allegations regarding BTS, dating all the way back to 2017.
Wow, 2017.
Yeah. Now, we must clearly state that HYBE has consistently and fiercely denied these allegations. They claim there was, quote, no such activity, and that these rumors originally stem from a blackmailing incident where individuals threatened Big Hit back in the day, basically trying to extort the company.
Even with the denial, though, just the word Sajaegi carries an immense, heavy stigma in South Korea. It is the ultimate taboo in the music industry.
It really is. And let's define the gravity of that term for you, pulling from our Wikipedia source. Sajaegi literally translates to record hoarding or chart manipulation.
And it's a huge deal.
It is entirely illegal, and the South Korean government takes it very seriously. Just to give you context on how aggressively this is prosecuted, in 2024, 11 officials from entertainment companies and PR firms were officially indicted by the Seoul Central District Prosecutor.
Wait, 11 officials?
Yes, 11. And their crime? Manipulating rankings for trot singers. They set up 500 virtual PCs to bulk purchase IP addresses, generating over 1.7 million fake streams.
That is terrifyingly organized.
So when a massive government agency like KOCCA gets involved in a potential Sajaegi case with the biggest company in the country, the entire industry holds its breath.
And the fan reactions are incredibly polarized right now. You can see the fracture happening in real time.
I've seen it all over Twitter.
On one side, you have International Army fiercely defending BTS. They point out that their cultural impact, their sold-out global stadium tours, and their undeniable presence in pop culture cannot be faked, which is an incredibly valid point.
Yeah, you cannot fake a Wembley Stadium crowd.
Exactly. But on the flip side, domestic K-netz are expressing deep skepticism. They are demanding total transparency, feeling like the fundamental integrity of Korean charts has been totally compromised.
And you know, this corporate manipulation doesn't just happen in a vacuum. When the companies rig the top end of the charts, it forces fandoms on the ground into this desperate arms race.
They feel they have to push the boundaries just to keep up.
Right. Which brings us to the controversy surrounding HYBE's rookie boy group, CORTIS. But if you think corporate manipulation is bad, wait till you hear what netizens uncovered next.
Oh, this part is wild. A rookie group's fan base just accidentally confessed to rigging the charts themselves.
It's unbelievable. According to a Koreaboo article, 2 foreign female fans were actually arrested by police for trespassing into the private CORTIS dorm.
Which is obviously a massive, terrifying invasion of privacy.
Totally unacceptable. But the reaction from the fandom is where this story takes a truly bizarre turn.
Bizarre is the right word. In an attempt to defend the broader Chinese fandom from being generalized as criminals, the fan base released an official statement that just totally backfired on them.
And the defense they chose was baffling. They literally released a statement bragging about spending millions and staying up all night streaming.
Like, that makes the trespassing okay.
As if that financial investment somehow mitigated it. I'll quote them directly. We spent millions buying albums, stayed up all night streaming their songs, and used our own money to help raise them to bigger stages. 2 people do not equal 1.4 billion Chinese people.
I mean, they were trying to do damage control, but they basically handed the internet a written confession of coordinated mass manipulation.
The signed confession.
Yeah, and the K-netz reaction was immediate and brutal. They completely ignored the trespassing apology and seized entirely on that admission of staying up all night streaming and mass buying.
What were they saying?
The sentiment across Korean community platforms like Pan was basically, Korean charts are completely ruined. The domestic general public feels that the charts no longer reflect what actual people are listening to on their morning commutes, but rather which overseas fandom has the most money and the most free time to run streaming farms.
And because international fans were weaponizing their numbers like that, domestic Korean platforms realized their entire business model was in jeopardy.
Yeah, because if average Korean listeners couldn't trust the charts to recommend good music, they'd abandon the platforms entirely.
Exactly. So streaming services like Melon had to launch a counterattack. Looking at a Reddit source we have, back in 2018, Melon admitted they were actively blocking 10,000 to 15,000 manipulative accounts per month.
Per month. That is insane.
That means there were likely hundreds of thousands of fake, bot-driven accounts operating yearly, just churning out streams for various bodices.
It literally turned into an exhausting arms race between the platform's engineers and the fandom streaming teams.
It did. And then, according to HYBE, Melon realized patching the holes just wasn't enough. They had to demolish the whole system.
The big reset.
Yep. In July 2020, they executed a massive overhaul. They completely removed the real-time chart.
Which was huge news at the time.
Massive. That was the chart where fans would stream obsessively every single hour to keep their idol sitting at #1. They replaced it with a system called 24 hits. And under this new architecture, the system only counts one stream per person, per song, every 24 hours.
Which changes everything.
Right. You could listen to your favorite song 1,000 times in a day, but Melon only registers it once.
That structural change was a catastrophic blow to mass streaming fandoms. It effectively killed the traditional all-kill because you could no longer brute force your way to the top by having the same 1,000 dedicated fans stream a song 24 times a day.
They just couldn't cheat the math anymore.
Exactly. It forced a level playing field, making the charts reflect unique, individual listeners rather than just a dedicated hive mind of streamers.
But the chart drama doesn't end there, because the industry is always looking for new metrics to market. Let's fast forward and break down the brand new May 2026 Melon Global K chart.
Oh, this chart is so controversial.
It really is. This is a massive new partnership pooling data from Melon in Korea, TME in China, and Line Music in Japan. If we run down the top 10, it is a fascinating snapshot of the current landscape.
Who's at the top?
aespa is sitting pretty at #1, but HYBE absolutely dominates the rest of the board. They have 6 groups in the top 10. BTS is at #2, Inflate at #3, CORTIS at #4.
Wow, CORTIS is that high.
Yeah, #4. SSERAFIM at 7, Boy Next Door at 8, and 17 at 9.
We also have to highlight the insane longevity of some acts on this list. Big Bang is holding strong at #10, and NewJeans is at #13.
Which is incredible.
It is, especially despite both of those groups being on a hiatus without any recent group comeback to promote. That is the ultimate proof of true organic public interest. When a group on hiatus can outchart active promotions, it speaks volumes.
I have to push back a little on this chart's branding, though. Calling this the global K chart is absurd when the data pool only represents South Korea, China, and Japan.
Oh, completely.
It's exactly like how American sports leagues like the NBA or MLB call their winners world champions when they primarily only play against teams in North America.
Right, it makes no sense.
You can't crown someone a world champion if you don't invite the rest of the world to the tournament. And you certainly can't call a chart global if you are completely ignoring the Americas, Europe, Southeast Asia, and massive global streaming platforms like Spotify and YouTube Music.
The netizens completely agree with you on this. The reactions on Reddit were tearing the global title apart, just laughing at the sheer audacity of it.
It's just a marketing gimmick.
People were pointing out that it's just an amalgamation of 3 easily manipulated regional charts disguised as a worldwide metric. It's corporate framing at its finest. Controlling the product, controlling the market, and ultimately controlling the narrative.
And when you control the chart narrative, you control the market. And once that market dominance is established, we start seeing companies cut corners on the actual live experiences, essentially exploiting the fans on the ground.
Yeah, that's where it really hurts the fans directly.
It's not just about digital numbers anymore. It's about what happens when fans pay to see their artists in person. We have to talk about the recent CORTIS concert disaster.
Oh, man. This situation was incredibly rough. It really highlights how, once the charts are conquered, the fans are suddenly viewed as nothing more than walking wallets.
CORTIS recently held their highly anticipated first tour. Day 1 tickets cost 145,000 KRW, which is roughly $97 US.
That is a premium price tag for a rookie group.
It really is. But fans who attended reported that the entire show only lasted 1 hour and 40 minutes.
What? That is so short.
In K-pop, where a standard concert is a massive 3-hour spectacle, that is an absolute insult. There were no elaborate outfit changes. There was a glaring lack of focus on vocals, relying almost entirely on the group's visuals and backing tracks.
Just coasting on their hype.
Exactly. And because the rookie group has such a limited discography, they didn't even perform cover songs. They just repeated the same few tracks over and over again to fill the time.
The backlash online was intense and immediate. Fans felt completely ripped off. They expect a cinematic experience, not a glorified music show performance.
And for $97, you should get one.
Absolutely. And here's where the company actually made the situation worse. They tried to fix it overnight. By day 2, they suddenly added a 7-song encore.
A 7-song encore, just randomly.
Yeah, they started taking live fan requests, they extended their talking segments, and pushed the concert to a full 2 hours. They also suddenly let fans film on their phones, which had been aggressively banned by security on day 1.
Okay, on paper, listening to feedback sounds like a positive pivot,
Yeah.
but the execution was a disaster.
It was so unfair.
The day 1 fans were furious, and rightfully so. They paid the exact same premium price but received a noticeably inferior, rushed, and shorter show.
I would be so mad.
They immediately started demanding refunds across social media, calling day 1 an expensive 145,000 KRW rehearsal.
A rehearsal. That is brutal.
And then you really have to ask yourself, if you are a fan who skipped meals and saved up for months for that ticket, how would you feel if you paid full price just to be a guinea pig for a corporate test run?
I would be livid. It proves the company knew the show wasn't ready, knew it wasn't up to standard, and they sold it anyway because they knew the fandom's loyalty would blind them. The trust between the company and the consumer is just breaking down everywhere.
And it gets even darker. Later in this deep dive, we'll talk about a shocking plot twist in this drama that nobody saw coming. Is HYBE connected to a literal cult?
It is a wild turn of events. And if you love staying updated on your favorites and untangling these massive industry webs, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
So let's get into the rumors that are setting the internet on fire right now. HYBE's cult allegations and idols pushed to the brink.
When I first saw these headlines popping up on my feed, I honestly thought it was a joke. It felt like something out of a suspense K-drama.
Right. Now, before we dive into the specifics, we have to make something crystal clear. We are impartially reporting the contents of these sources, specifically a detailed report from the Business Standard.
Yes, that is very important to note.
HYBE has fiercely, unequivocally denied these rumors, promising severe legal action. We are not taking sides or endorsing these claims as fact. We are simply unpacking the cultural moment and what the internet is talking about.
The rumors themselves are spreading like wildfire, though. And to understand the panic, we need to look at what netizens are using to fuel them.
So the Business Standard reports that there are sweeping allegations tying HYBE to an organization called Dawn World. This is a group founded by a man named Lee Sung-hinan, and they reportedly worship Mago, the goddess of space.
And the netizens, who essentially operate as amateur detectives, started connecting what they firmly believe is evidence hidden in plain sight throughout HYBE's discography and artist history.
The internet dug up the fact that G-Friend's final song, released right before they unexpectedly disbanded, was literally titled Mago.
Which is a crazy coincidence.
Furthermore, sleuths pointed out that several BTS members attended Global Cyber University, an institution which was founded by that exact same man, Lee Sung-hyun.
It's one of those psychological phenomenons where once people on the internet decide there's a pattern, they will bend any coincidence to fit the narrative.
Confirmation bias, for sure.
Exactly. And considering the chart manipulation allegations, the CORTIS concert disaster, and the general lack of corporate transparency, the public was already perfectly primed to distrust the company. When you don't trust the machine, you'll believe the machine is capable of anything.
Which is exactly why HYBE had to come out swinging to kill the narrative. Their official response was a vow to take strong, unyielding legal action against rumor mongers.
They did not hold back.
No, they didn't. They stated they are maintaining a strict zero-tolerance policy, they are actively collecting evidence of malicious postings, and will pursue the matter without any leniency or settlements. They called the suspicions entirely unfounded.
Amidst all this massive corporate chaos, though, like the fake charts, the concert disasters, the cult rumors, we really need to shift the focus back to the human beings at the center of this hurricane. the idols themselves.
Yeah, they get lost in all this.
Because right now, the systemic pressure cooker is stripping them of their humanity.
They are the very public faces of a corporate machine they don't fully control, absorbing all the backlash.
Just look at the human cost of this hyper-commodification. Take the story of Jungkook's July 27th Weverse live broadcast.
Oh, that was so heartbreaking to watch.
Here is arguably one of the most famous men on the planet. All he wanted to do was go to a local bakery to buy some bread. And he shared during his broadcast that a fan shoved a camera directly into his face.
Just zero respect for personal space.
He looked so exhausted. He said, and I quote, "Whatever your age may be or wherever you be from, it doesn't matter. That's not good manners."
The sheer exhaustion and having to explain basic social etiquette. He just wanted bread.
But we have to ask why this happens. Why do fans feel emboldened to shove a camera in his face? Because the industry's entire business model sells the illusion of ownership.
Right. They literally sell the parasocial relationship.
Exactly. When a fan buys 50 albums or streams a song for 24 hours straight, they don't see a human being trying to buy bread. They see a product they hold stock in. They demand a return on their investment. And that entitlement is highly dangerous.
It creates a toxic environment where boundaries completely disintegrate. And it's not just the fans breaking boundaries. The chaos seems to be infecting the idols' interactions, too.
Oh, the Kiki situation.
Yes. Look at the recent controversy that sparked global disgust with the group Kiki. During a live broadcast, 19-year-old member Hanum was caught kissing 15-year-old member Kia directly on the lips.
That was incredibly disturbing to watch unfold, especially considering the age dynamic. The Maknae of the group is just a teenager.
The internet rightfully reacted with overwhelming disgust. I mean, you have an adult and a minor broadcasting live to thousands of impressionable fans, engaging in behavior that completely crosses professional, appropriate, and moral boundaries.
It's just so wrong.
It shows a severe lack of duty of care from the management.
If we connect all of this to the bigger picture, it just shows a total systemic breakdown of boundaries across the entire K-pop landscape right now.
Everything is just blurring together.
You have fans trespassing in CORTIS' private dorms. You have people shoving cameras in the face of global superstars while they're just trying to run an errand. You have wildly inappropriate interactions being broadcast live by the idols themselves.
A mess.
It feels like the intense pressure, combined with treating artists strictly as high-yield commodities, is causing the whole system to short-circuit.
It really does. It's an ecosystem built on a foundation of illusions. Inflated charts, bought and paid for records, and carefully curated parasocial relationships designed to extract maximum profit.
Yep.
But the cracks in the foundation are finally showing. The human beings underneath that immense pressure are the ones paying the ultimate psychological price, while the companies tally up the profits, handle the lawsuits, and prepare for the next comeback.
It genuinely makes you reconsider everything you see on your timeline,
Yeah.
every broken record and every chart milestone.
Which leaves you with a deep, lingering question. Think back to that massive rented hot air balloon. If the numbers are just corporate theater, if the charts are rigged by bulk buying, and if fandoms are treated as nothing more than walking wallets to fund rehearsals disguised as premium concerts, does it actually diminish the art itself?
That is the big question.
Are those songs less meaningful to you because the success was engineered? Or is K-pop simply evolving into a pure spectacle, a massive corporate sport, where the actual music is entirely secondary to the metrics? It is definitely something to mull over the next time you sit down to stream a comeback from your bias.
You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.